What is up, everyone? Hope you guys are having a great morning, evening, night, whatever time you guys are watching this. And welcome back to another episode of the Quantum Gaming Podcast, where I'm here with my co-host, Hans.
You know, thinking back about the name now, Quantum Gaming Podcast for two people with a speech impediment was a really dumb idea.
Hey, but it makes sense with all the different type of stuff we cover. But today, as you see right here, these are the topics that we're going to be covering, plus additional one, depending on if we get Maho in here. Because I have no clue about that. I honestly forgot about it. I just kind of took stuff that came out recently that's kind of getting a little traction on Twitter and trending. And
I see the Cyberpunk there already.
Oh, yeah. That stands
DLC.
out. And I want to say what's up in the chat. We got Rhea. I appreciate Rhea. Nice seeing you. Of course, we got Hans, and then we got Baden. What's up, Baden? How you doing? Oh, and then we got our special guest, Maho.
Maho.
What's up, Maho?
Hi.
All right. So I don't know if you want to just kind of do your topic first, or do you want to wait?
I think let's I mean, you wanted to talk about that Halo episode.
Oh, yeah, true.
I know you had problems with it.
Yes, I have that. Towards that's like the last topic, because that's going to be kind of like our main thing, because everything else is pretty short.
Okay. Well, I'm going to touch on the DLC for Cyberpunk. I didn't read much about it
Excuse me,
because
sir. We gotta go in order. No, but like,
there's an order. I am going order. I'm going Cyberpunk, the middle one, Call of Duty Vanguard. That's how you're gonna read mangas.
what? All right, no, but anyways, save dead. See, now you messed me up.
Save Dead Red
Anyways,
Online.
yeah, save Dead Red online. But let's talk about this, because this is what dropped. Because this is kind of not exactly a huge topic, but something you can kind of breeze through real quick. It's kind of like a thread that Treyarch Studios released that's kind of surprising and kind of hints towards a bi-yearly schedule for Call of Duty, which makes sense and is more beneficial to the studios, to the workers, and to obviously the consumers. So they're able to spend money on the products that they want and feel like they got the full extent of the value of the game. Because Vanguard, like, we're talking about getting a reveal for Modern Warfare 2, but yet Vanguard still feels like it's just coming out, considering that they don't even have round-based zombies, which in this tweet right here, they confirmed that round-based is finally coming to zombies. It only took them 2 seasons and 5 months later to realize that we should probably get round-based up in here.
They made a zombie mode without it being round based.
Oh, it was objective-based, no Easter eggs at all. Not really a terrible story, to be honest.
That's dumb.
Yeah,
The
it's really
rounds is
bad.
always the best because you can say, "Yeah, man, I got to round 30."
Yeah, but now it's like, oh yeah, you got to wave 3, and it takes so long. It's very boring, to be honest. And I played the new map, and it's just the same thing, and I'm just like, oh, why did I just uninstalled it? I install it just to see if they have a good zombies every time they update it, but then they don't. So now this is actually hopeful, like gives me hope to actually want to play this game again.
It's Call of
Obviously,
Duty. I wouldn't get your hopes up too high.
well, it's true. Then again, but they're recycling old maps such as Jungle from Black Ops 1, and I think it was also in Black Ops 4. So now it's being in Cold War again.
Oh, I do remember this map. From Black Ops 1. That was a great map.
Yeah, I think it was in Black Ops 4 as well, but different slightly. But obviously they are adding. This is kind of like the big news, I guess, for Cold War zombies, is that they're adding what they quote unquote call a super Easter egg, which I have no idea what that means or what it is, but I guess it's just gonna kind of, bring some life back into that game, because obviously people are not playing Vanguard zombies. I mean, some people are, but obviously they're doing new weapon bundles for Cold War and Warzone, cool, and future COD content. Now that could be many different things, and honestly, I wonder exactly what that means. But they tweet out more things to this. So this is the news, and this is in the thumbnail. Here, 1 second. This is in the thumbnail right here. It's, if you look between Cyberpunk and Vanguard Zombies, you see that wallpaper. That's from World at War, Shino Numa. And guess how many times this map has been brought back and reimagined?
Every Black Ops game.
No, I think it's been done. World at War, Black Ops 1, and I believe it was also done for Black Ops 3 as well. And now it's being back for Cold War.
I was close.
So this has been up, and this map has been consistent in 4 different Call of Duty games. So, it's just like, it's an interesting thing, and it makes sense. So our next Vanguard Zombies map will be a reimagining of Shino Numa for the, whatever time. Well, it's all new quests, which this bothers me. What do you mean by quests? New areas and new, World War quests. Remastered Easter eggs, new PAP camos, or I think that just means regular zombies camos. Classic traps and new Dark Aether narrative. So narrative, from what it seems like, they're actually going to add a story to it, like Easter eggs, but quests bother me, because if that's how they labeled the 2 zombie maps that came out for Vanguard as quests, then this is basically objective based Shino Numa, and everyone's going to hate it.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like it's gonna be. The Easter egg is probably completing the quest. Something with that.
If you
Or
can't do
maybe
like
that's
Cold War zombies,
one of
like
the Easter eggs.
because Cold War zombie Easter eggs were relatively easy if you just like memorize how to do them, and you're able to just complete it. So if they do it like this, then I'm fine because I actually didn't mind Cold War Zombies. I actually really did enjoy it, and I got Dark Aether for that game because it
I
was
don't know
just a
why you
lot of
spend
fun.
money on it.
I didn't. I mean, Dark Aether you unlock, but that game was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the campaign. Multiplayer was fun. It was a pretty solid COD. I mean, compared to Vanguard, oh, so much better, so much better. But as it says here, this will take time to bring to the game, currently planned after season 3. So again, we're gonna probably be already an announcement of another game by the time they finally bring something that people have been wanting since day one. Not talking about Shimo Numa, I'm talking about round-based zombies. So that is just wild to me. I get it that they're understaffing, but they have to support this game, but also do Vanguard zombies and just and it's just a lot of stress and work. But you could have just simply just did like one round base. I mean,
You
I
know,
don't know.
what's up with companies and like releasing games and then having the games almost unfinished, and by the time they add everything that like you would expect to be in them, the next one's coming out. It's happening with Call of Duty. It happened with Red Dead. It's happening because of GTA 6. Halo Infinite, I am giving a pass still because they are not working on another Halo right now. It seems like they are dedicated to Infinite and trying to like fix it, or not. I don't even want to say fix it, but like add everything else in that they
Yeah,
want.
because it's still that co-op.
And and Cyberpunk, they're adding a lot. They've added a lot to that already, and now
Yes,
DLC.
apartments. They redid the economy and basically they made things cheaper and you make more money. That was probably
Yeah,
something that I think is so pivotal. And that was this new update is that thing so you're able to buy everything. Because before it's like, dude, you make like shit money.
yeah, you make really bad money
It's
before.
so yeah, and like everything costs like 40 grand to like get one thing and then you have to get all this other stuff. But back to this, so basically they're just gonna add battle pass weapon unlocks and basically the same stuff that they do every season, which this isn't anything new. But this is surprising. They're updating Cold War with new stuff that actually might bring people back to Cold War instead of Vanguard. They're bringing back Jungle. They're adding new weapons and operator skins, a new secret plus rewards and zombies. That's going to bring people definitely back. And all this outbreak stuff, which I have no clue because I don't play
What?
it.
Wait, there. Wait, the other thing was for Vanguard, right?
Yes, this is for Vanguard right
And
here.
this what you're reading now is for Cold War.
Yes,
So what, they're working on this much on two separate games.
that's what I mean. It's really wild that this game is not even in cycle anymore, and they're still putting a lot of work into it. But yet they're struggling to maintain that audience on the new game that everyone bought because they're hyped about it because they heard that they're doing it. So it's just I don't know what the process and that stuff is, but this is an interesting development, I guess. Rank play is coming out of beta in season 3 as a new competitive season begins. We'll have new rewards to grind for, including blueprints for the automaton, MP40 exclusive camos, weapons charms, and more. So basically, it's kind of like what they had in Modern Warfare, which was fun, like the tournaments. Um, so yeah, they say whether you're slaying zombies in Vanguard, climbing the ladder in ranked play, playing the OBJ and WMD in jungle, fighting the undead in Cold War, dropping into Warzone, or all the above, we're honored to be along for the ride. Which mean like that, there's just so much. There's so much. It's and there's David Vandahar right there, legendary man. But it's just wild to see how Treyarch is just operating now. Because before, like they would have like think about Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and just like the awesome zombies maps, the multiplayer, and the story mode.
The
It's just
zombies
like
maps were the
combined.
only reason I played Black Ops because I hated the multiplayer.
I feel
But
like
I
the
played a
zombies
lot of zombies.
definitely went down. I feel like the zombies, like okay, Cold War was like unique. I'll give it that. It was unique, but it just you go back and play the older ones, you're gonna get your ass handed to you because they're way more difficult. The zombies are way more difficult. But in Cold War,
Are
it
they?
just oh, dude, yeah, Cold War, it just feels easy. I can get the round 40 with ease in Cold War.
I think.
Vanguard, I
Is that
just
the one
stopped
you
because I'm
streamed a
bored.
little bit?
Yeah, I probably have. But
Yeah,
then
it looked
Black
like
Ops
you were
1,
able to get stacked and kind of stay stacked.
yeah, that's why I'm like I grind for Dark Aether because I was just like, yeah, screw it, just get a bunch of XP, level up the battle pass, level up prestige and all that. But it just is like, what the heck, man? I just, what happened to the zombies? Why are we, what happened? I get you want to get casual audiences, but the casual audiences will probably buy your game every other year, if that. But the people that will continuously buy your game for your zombies are the diehard fans that have been playing it since Black Ops 1 and World at War. That's the people that you want to try to kind of appeal to in some way. But it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. But that's kind of their announcement that they're working on 2 different games. And yeah, they're overstretching themselves, in my opinion. But a next
Definitely
topic,
are.
yeah, but like I obviously,
I don't know, I feel like that's a bad idea. A poor business decision.
yeah, finally, round-based zombies are coming to Vanguard. It only took them. This should have been done at the start, but I found this thing interesting. Activision to delay next year's planned Call of Duty game, but it's from Bloomberg, so who knows? I think it's a smart idea to basically kind of like do a bi-yearly schedule. So games like Vanguard will be complete by the time they come out, and we'll have the round-based zombies that should have came out. The reception for Vanguard would have been better. One, if they just had more time to finish it, and they obviously had zombies content that people liked. So this person says, and Tarek is working on future COD content, which most likely is the 2023 free-to-play game that Business reported on. Keep in mind, however, the article mentions Tarek will help with development. It does not say it will lead. So that's somewhat interesting. So what do you guys think about this Call of Duty news?
I was muted. I hate Call of Duty and I refuse to spend any kind of money on Call of Duty. I will not. I will only buy the only game called next Call of Duty game I will buy is I need to buy Call of Duty 4, the remaster, so I can beat it on Veteran. But I won't do that unless it goes on sale for like $15 max, maximum
It's such a
$15, and
great
even
game.
then, maybe I won't. Maybe I don't want to.
Which this next point on which wraps up our kind of
Maho
our
agrees with me.
oh yeah, Maho did, yeah. This next thing will definitely intrigue Maho because guess what? It's they're doing what Fortnite did. They're doing crossovers. They're doing crossovers. They're stealing Fortnite's game here. They're doing crossovers.
Yeah, Call of Duty does crossovers now.
Oh yeah, there seems like there's for some unknown reason, and a radio broadcast. Literally, you could hear kind of like a rough, kind of distorted thing of his scream or his roar, and everyone thinks it's Godzilla. And this has been leaked for a while now, so it's kind of like okay, this is kind of like slowly confirming it, but and people have been wanting or like reporting on this. So like, can they please destroy the peak like on the mountain or something? Like, can Godzilla just reshape that area? And everyone's just like, yep. So it's like, why out of all things that you just be like, you know what? Let's just throw Godzilla in there. Why not?
Because it's all they could get, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably it's still cool, but it's just like, why? I don't know. But that wraps up the Call of Duty news. Basically, that
You know, you know who is doing a very good job at fixing the game and improving the game, and you should definitely go back and replay it if you hated it, is Cyberpunk.
Yeah, which the new update
It's
brings life to the game more than ever.
it
And
was
this
it's great, and the DLC. Did they say what's in the DLC? Because I didn't read it. I was waiting.
no, basically they kind of just I gotta get out of this image now. But they haven't said what the DLC is or what it's gonna be like. But okay, oop. So we
I
see
bet
from
you, if I had to guess, I bet you they're going to open the city up more. They probably. I'm hoping that maybe it's you know how like there's a lot of doors when you're running around. A lot of them say
yeah.
locked. I feel like I'm hoping that they start opening stuff like that up to make it really feel like a big like city where you're able to walk into any building you want. You know.
Mm. Oh,
Oh, did Jimbo lose audio,
yeah,
or is he muted?
he
What?
might be.
Oh, hello. Oh, okay. Have I been talking this whole time and now you guys been hearing me?
Yeah,
I thought my
Okay.
audio went out, so I left and came back.
Okay, 'cause yeah,
no.
okay, so obviously my mic must have unplugged or something. But anyways, as I was saying, they're working on an expansion for Cyberpunk 2077 while also supporting the game, developing a new Witcher game for Unreal Engine 5, which is a crazy engine. And while they're working on a new Witcher game and basically fixing, improving, and expanding Cyberpunk, they're also remastering Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
I honestly I trust them. They've been doing a very good job at getting Cyberpunk lifting them up from the grave that it became, in my
Yeah,
opinion. I
they
feel like a
really
lot. I feel like they still lost a lot of players. I feel like a lot of people won't go back to the game, but it almost feels like everything they're doing for Cyberpunk is because they know there's people that play it, and they. I feel like they don't
There's
even
a dedicated
care.
fan
They
base.
just want to improve it for everyone who's still playing it.
Yeah. Like this last update, I plan on replaying the game after this new update fresh because now with this new economy system, I don't need to load up on a previous save that I had millions of dollars using an exploit or a glitch. Because now I'm like, maybe I can actually make a lot of money and be able to buy all the things I want to buy without worrying that I gotta. Because it's like once you complete all the jobs, you should have a shit ton of money, but you really don't. You really don't. Because if you have to upgrade your cyberware, you have to obviously if you want to buy cars, you gotta buy cars, and now there's
Yeah, or
cars.
more ways to make money. Because you once you complete everything, you kind of run out of ways to make money. There's no
Oh,
reoccurring jobs.
gigs. I think there needs to be, because it's not like Red Dead Online where basically at once you just keep replaying the same bounties over and over again because they just have two options for each bounty board, which is pretty dumb and boring after a while. Um, this one
Well,
it's like it's one and done.
something they could do is because they have an achievement for completing all gigs. So they can't just add reoccurring gigs right away into the game. It would have to be something where if you once you've completed all the gigs, or even have it so that you have those main gigs still, but you can call one of the fixers and get a job, or like
Yeah,
get an option of jobs, and you can like kind of choose one. And
yeah, yeah.
it just it would be. I feel like it would be easy, only that all the gigs do have some of the gigs do have very specific stories. So there would have to be the ones where it's like, oh, go find and kill this guy, go steal this from that. But it would be cool if they did open up the city, because there would be more opportunities for more like of those stealth stealing gigs where they open up the city, and now there's these new gigs where you can go into these buildings that just opened up, and there's missions in there.
I think they should have an expansion for like plan out like 3 expansions. You choose like they should like this is a thing because like the street kid role I think it is. They should like make it so you're able to like have like develop your own kind of what is it? I don't know because it has to coincide with the story as well. So it's kind of it's weird, but I don't know because now I'm like thinking about like the way it ends. It's like okay, because there's so many different ways to end, which is really awesome, but also limits like what they could potentially do based on obviously what happens. So I don't
With
know.
the DLC, yeah, I was thinking about that too. It's like it it would be hard to do something like a continuation of the DLC because there's different endings, or a
Not
continuation
only
of the
that,
story.
it's just your character is sick, and
Yeah,
and any which way you go, I mean, he pretty much you know croaks because it kill. I don't know. I haven't played every single ending, but every ending that I have played either ends up him dying or just being lost. So it's like, what are they gonna do? Is
maybe
it gonna be on like Judy or something like that?
maybe maybe the DLC is, you know what? I mean, years ago they had that there was the technology that EA had and BioWare with Mass Effect that remembered your choices. So we can't rule out you loading your game with the DLC and it remembers your choice. And because of how that ended, certain things in the DLC are different. But overall, it's going to be a similar DLC with no matter the ending, except for some key points of that story. So that's a possibility.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's definitely a kind of an interesting way they could go, but hmm. But obviously they're launching more Witcher content as well, and they're doing other franchises as well as it says right there. But
I do want to say about Cyberpunk before we do move on. The
yeah,
character I have doing like a pure tech intelligent build, um, and I take out entire groups of enemies without even having to draw my weapon, and it's great. If you're gonna play the game and you want to have some fun, I recommend trying that kind of playthrough.
yeah. So obviously our next topic that before we get on to the review is there's apparently news about what game that I totally missed. What game was it?
Oh, wait, me?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
you.
What?
Oh, Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced.
I've never played any of the Kingdom Hearts, so I can't really speak on this at all. So that's I'm like,
And I haven't played them for years, so this is all you, Maho.
Oh, okay. Well, we got a trailer because it was the 20th anniversary, and in Japan they held an event. And it was a bunch of trailers kind of put in one video, but at the end they did reveal Kingdom Hearts 4, and there's no release date or even like consoles or platforms announced, but it's pretty exciting to see where they're going to take Kingdom Hearts going forward, because a lot of people were shocked to see that it has a lot more of a realistic kind of art style. There's a reason for that, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty
Isn't
detailed.
didn't you say something about Hades being in the game
Oh,
or
yeah,
more in the game?
Hades might. I'm not gonna spoil, Kingdom Hearts 3, right? But to the
Oh,
best of my
spoil it. It's
ability.
been out for long enough.
But you were gonna play it.
Yeah, but I already know.
Oh, okay. I guess.
Okay, but the real question is, sorry to cut you off, but the real question is, Hans, where are you know?
Yeah, Iron Maiden.
You know that's Nutman, right?
Oh, is that Nutman?
Maiden.
This is Nutman.
What a guy.
Yeah, what a guy.
Oh.
He just speaking of Nutman, this man left me destitute on Warzone for an hour before he was finally able to join, even though he's the one who hit me up and said, "Hey, you want to do a Warzone stream tonight?" I'm like, "All right." I told him I'm gonna do it around 9 p.m. He's like, "Oh, I might be hunting." I'm like, "Fuck, hope he's not hunting still." And it was absolutely the worst 45 minutes I've ever had on Warzone. And then when he joined, we did the dumbest thing. We literally sat in a tunnel and just waited for people to constantly come down. We got 7 kills waiting for people, and we kept rocket launching people as they
Oh, I
came
hate
by
you
us.
guys already.
Like it was so dumb, but it was great. But anyways, is there anything else to add to Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, I want to know. So I know how Kingdom Hearts 3 ended. So, or at least I know what happens at the end. So what I'm guessing that
You're guessing what?
Sora has to get rescued.
Yes, so at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, spoiler alert for anyone who doesn't want to know or hasn't played it. Sora actually technically dies in a way.
Dun, dun, dun.
And so really though, now in Kingdom Hearts 4, you could say he's in another dimension is the easiest way I can explain that other place that we will be exploring in Kingdom Hearts 4. He's in another dimension that they can, like, the people who are in like Kingdom Hearts, the cartoony, all that, like all those worlds. It's a complete other dimension, and they think that the realistic world is like not real. Like it's just like to them it's fairy tales and like it's make believe. But to the people in that realistic world, or well, dimension, the cartoony Disney worlds are like the fictional worlds. So they're gonna explore the themes of like how how those two things kind of contrast and all that. But yes, Sora is technically dead, and he's gonna try and find, well, everyone, not just him, is gonna try and find a way back to his dimension, I guess.
Do you think
Because at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, they all start like searching for him. What?
the combat's gonna? I didn't play enough of 3 to know the combat, but do you think it's gonna be similar to 3? That kind of the play style.
Yeah, the trailer actually had some combat, so it's similar, but I feel like it has like Final Fantasy 15 kind of vibes too. So it's like this
I
mix
feel
of
like
like 2 and 3 and like 15, I think.
okay, that's interesting. That was actually what I was gonna ask next, depending on your answer, if it was gonna be more like Final Fantasy 15, because
Well,
it
more
seems like they've been
specific.
liking making those that kind of fight style lately,
Yeah.
which I'm okay with. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, they're bringing back some stuff from Kingdom Hearts 2 that wasn't in 3 because fans really wanted it after they played 3, and so they're like, okay, we're gonna bring it back for 4. So there's gonna be like old and new like mechanics and gameplay.
Oh, they listened. That's nice.
Yeah.
Wow, a company that listens. No, yeah. So, is there any more questions regarding this new game?
Mm,
I mean, we got a like subtle world drop that we'll be visiting, which is actually Endor from Star Wars.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. I might actually get this game now.
it's funny because when the game was announced, Maho told me all excited, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I said something like, "I bet Star Wars will be in it now because Kingdom Hearts is Disney."
Yeah, yeah. They probably add Marvel somehow too as well, and all the
I
other
didn't. I don't
properties.
know why I didn't even think of Marvel.
Yeah, because damn well they want to reach as much audience as possible, and if they add Star Wars, Marvel, and whatever else, and they also have Fox as well,
Well,
so you can add X Men in
think
as well.
that adds a lot to what they can end up doing with Kingdom Hearts as a franchise, if they're able to do Marvel, because
They are
that
able
would
to. They have the rights.
that would add that could potentially add a lot of story and a lot of new character
Expansion.
adaptations and all that.
Yeah, so that's pretty huge, I guess, especially with all
And
the
who doesn't want to see Donald and Goofy fight Thanos?
Iron Duck and
Sorry to disappoint, guys, but Donald and Goofy are still in the cartoon dimension.
Oh, they're not going to be in the game?
They're
Or I
okay,
guess they'll
so
be in the
they
game,
did
but they're not
I
going
say
to
like
be.
that
Iron Duck.
they there was an interview with Nomura, who is like the writer and the director, and they did ask how they're going to kind of tell the both sides of the story, because they are looking for Sora. So he did say that there probably like nothing's confirmed yet, but there will be like sections that you're probably playing as someone in the other realm trying to look for answers.
With
But it's
Donald and Goofy?
mostly gonna, I mean, it could be anyone really. I would assume Riku because it's Riku or Kyrie. But I think if it's Sora or if it's Donald and Goofy, it'd probably just be cutscenes that we see and not like
Yeah.
gameplay. Not
Oh,
being able to
interesting.
control them.
That's kind of. Oh, that's weird to think about with Kingdom Hearts,
I mean,
because a big
usually,
thing was
like,
always they were there.
yeah, and they'll be there. They're just not with him. And like usually the mainline Kingdom Hearts games, it's like Sora, Donald, and Goofy for like 1, 2, and 3. And this one kind of breaks that mold. So while you can assume that like, oh, they wouldn't make another playable character that isn't Sora for like a mainline numbered title, considering they're already having Sora be alone in Quadratum, which is the new dimension, or well, the new world in the new dimension.
Yeah.
um, you could probably assume that they'll have a character who you may play as at some point on the other side.
Sora's probably gonna end up getting 2 friends.
Well, I mean, you already have like in the trailer, you do meet someone that was from the cartoon dimension. I like how I'm just calling it the cartoon dimension, but anyway, you do meet someone who is from that like realm, and she's there, but I don't know if she would be playable or like be like his friend like that
Yeah.
fights on his side.
Well, that's
Though she is, I think, a Keyblade master, but
interesting. Okay. I really want to go play 3 now so that I can play 4 because 4 sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Anything else? No other news?
I mean,
Maho?
no, they didn't drop too much.
No.
No.
All right, Jimbo. Now I can tell you how you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm actually because I want you to. I'll share kind of what I think first because obviously I want you to prove me wrong. But obviously Halo 4 episode 4 dropped. Or sorry, not Halo 4. Halo the series episode 4 dropped.
He's fucking
And-
huge. Look at him.
Yeah, he's a tall ass actor, but like I mean that's accurate though. They had to get a huge guy to play Master Chief. But again, I feel like there's a lot for me. The downsides are the Quan Ha story. It's basically the same shit. Like over the course of the episode, how many times do they go looking for someone or to talk to someone, and they get like something happens where they have to like, oh no, something like they're gonna get found, or they get found, or they get attacked, or they don't get attacked, or they just become suspicious. It's the same thing over and over again. Like no one cares. We wanted to see this story right here that's in this frame, and the actors, everyone involved in those scenes did a terrific job, but it's just not what it's just, it just doesn't feel like it's, just who cares?
They're 2 separate stories that have nothing to do with each other. And it's kind of, it takes you out a little bit of the episode when you have to go back to those 2. Because
back and forth.
Because like when I was watching, I was like, I really don't care about that side of the story.
I cared more about the story of Kai and obviously Dr. Halsey's daughter. Those scenes were more important, and I actually watched those scenes on like Quan Ha's story because I just don't care. It was the same thing over and over again. I'm like, how many times could they just get attacked when they go looking for someone before they realize maybe you should just get the hell off and move on?
Or
it's going to continue to happen.
And here's my problem with it too. I think it was close to the end, but she says something like, "Oh, I have to." Oh yeah, at the end she like rallies them to start fighting back, and I'm just like, when I was watching, I was like, this chick was there during a Covenant attack in a war that they're losing against the aliens, and she's trying to start another civil war. Like, I'm sorry, you're dangerous. You need to go to jail or get executed. Maybe you should get executed because the Covenant's a lot scarier than the UNSC right now.
Yeah.
But besides those scenes, which I didn't care for them either. I thought it was a great episode. Like if I take those out and like kind of pretend they weren't there, it was still a really good episode. And I think I feel like they're moving in a good direction, but once they get to their destination, they need to make sure they get that part right, because if and when they do, this entire build up to it is going to be completely worth it.
Do you want to elaborate on that possibly?
Yeah, so Master Chief, he's keeping his helmet off a lot, which I know a lot of people don't like, which I understand, because everyone, it's Master Chief. Look at the helmet. You never see his face. But in this story, he goes back to his home planet the first time he's back home, seeing all these familiar surroundings in who knows how many years, without the chip inside him that like regulates his emotions basically. So it makes sense why he would want to look at all of this not through a visor, because he's feeling all these things are going through him, and he, even though he still acts really calm, and he still acts like Master Chief a lot, how he talks and how like in control he seems, but he's flowing with emotions right now. So being able to see things through his own eyes is, without a chip, is probably something that, like, he's not in a fight. Why he doesn't have to wear the helmet? He has an option right now.
Yeah, I just think it's just, for me, like, it's, when you think about it, yeah, it's kind of understandable, but still, like, we see him wear his helmet pretty much only in the intro. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's like on and off, like for like a couple of seconds. We see him with his helmet on for maybe 3 minutes.
And I'm keeping hope that as the show goes on, after we kind of get through his past episodes, he starts keeping the helmet on more.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah.
But I did like how what was her name? The Spartan who took the chip out of her? Kai. I like that they did that.
Yeah.
Because now it makes sense why she was watching him. It's not as creepy. She was genuinely curious, so she goes and does it to herself, and right away she's like, what are these feelings?
And then she dyes her hair.
Yeah. And then she says, yeah, it was I don't know why I did it. It was dumb. It was like, well, you had a rush of emotions. Master Chief stopped a girl from getting executed, so you dyeing your hair isn't as bad.
True. I mean, but then again, at the end of the episode, we see kind of like the back of Chief's helmet, and of course, there's like the slot where the Cortana data chip would go, but obviously it's like in his head, so it's like that whole slide is kind of useless as of now. But
well, like I said, I said it before about one of the other episodes. I think maybe it'll upgrade to that. That she'll upgrade to that so that he can take her in and out as he pleases. So that it's more like the games
would be the upgrade. You know, I feel like because that seems like a downgrade. Like
in Halo
all the time.
In one of the Halo games, he's literally able to take the chip out of his head, put her into like Covenant networks, and she has full control. Or she's able to like take control of things from inside, and then from any other terminal, he's able to extract her.
Yeah, I remember that, and he could hold her in the palm of his hand and stuff like that. So
yeah, so
I think they should definitely do that. Kind of like port her to a chip, maybe as well. Like she's able to insert her, like transfer into the chip, and then he just removes it, and then he puts it back in and goes back in the head.
Yep.
I mean,
I think it might be moot. I think because remember, Halsey keeps saying, "Oh, this is a test. This is a trial." Cortana hasn't been around very long. You know, they have room to add things to what she's able to do with all that. They're not going to have everything all at once.
Very much true.
I do think, though, the other Spartans might end up taking their chips out.
I don't think,
and I think
will.
I think that plot twist, he never had it. I think that because Halsey keeps like talking about they keep saying that emotion, blah blah blah, on the battlefield. I think them taking their chips out, they're going to be able to think a little more freely, and it's going to show how them thinking more for themselves without the chip is actually going to help improve their
performance
in the battlefield.
I mean, yeah, I could definitely see it, but I also see it going to be causing problems. I don't think the other
at first it might.
Vanek will. I don't think he will. I think he'll be like the only one, if anything, to like be very hard headed and turn like, and if they do that, he'll probably like stand against and say like they're like being treasonous,
Yeah.
removing that or something like that. Because I mean, obviously there's laws in place with these Spartans, and that's kind of one of those things that keeps them active, I guess, and kind of still in the good eyes of the government because they have these chips that regulate their emotions, so they're just able to be more easily manipulated, and that's what keeps them still active and a part of the military. But I mean, the government, I would say, like, or like the military would be like, so now that you're like, now they can be free thinking. They don't have to listen to us. We don't have control if they don't like what we say. So it's just they could go rogue. So it just
I think that they're all gonna still have that common want to defeat the Covenant and end the war.
oh yeah, especially
So
after
I don't
everything
think
with
it'll be that
QGP.
much of a problem. I know they're scared, but I don't think it'll be a problem. That's all they know is how to fight the Covenant. And by the way, before I forget, we're getting to the point where these are the only 4 Spartans in existence.
Yeah.
And right? No.
Yeah.
No, they're not. Because remember, no, they said how many people passed, so there are other Spartans, I think. So where are they?
They either died or they're like 066. They deserted. So
Maybe.
I don't know, but I think that this episode is definitely gonna lead us to but let's talk about that artifact at the end. Like, what was that?
It's a Forerunner artifact.
Yeah, and that's what
Who
we're gonna
knows?
lead to. So yeah, I wonder if they're gonna bring all the Spartans back to this planet, because obviously they're gonna try to take that artifact that's at their base and move it here and see the connection between them. That's probably what they're gonna try to do next episode, and hopefully they all wear their helmets a little bit longer, kind of gives a little more vibe. I mean, because like I'll be honest, it's like, okay, it was cool, I understand in the first couple times, but now it's just like, what the fuck? Why are you even bringing it along? Because look at it, boom, it's just like he only wears it in a fucking vision because he has to use it in order to see shit. Otherwise, he takes it off. Like, why do you bring a helmet if you're just gonna keep it off most of the goddamn time? It's just.
Well, I explained that.
I know, but it's just like, damn, dude. It's like, come on, I need an episode where, like, before the season ends, there needs to be an episode where we actually just see him in his full costume. Like, that's all I need.
Yeah, like the entire time. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think the show does need to move more towards
it, dude. They're just overdoing it. It's like, that's just my thing. Like, I get it makes sense, but it's just like they're overdoing it. And it's just kind of getting to like, why? Just do it in moderation. Because it's like, if there's an equal balance between him having his helmet on and off, it wouldn't be as bad. But we only saw him in like walk around mostly in the first episode. Otherwise, he's had his helmet off almost the whole entire time.
Yeah.
So it's just like, dude, they need to learn moderation instead of just make it very consistent.
I think this is moving up to that. I think it's moving up to that.
How many episodes are there in a season? I don't know. It's like maybe 10 or so.
Probably something like that. I don't know.
It's like, dude, it's getting kind of ridiculous, but it makes sense for the story, but it's just is like they're overdoing it. Can we just, obviously it's just kind of like a thing, but I don't really have anything else to say about this episode other than that. Please wear your helmet a little bit more. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Anyone else?
Oh, I thought that was it.
Oh, no. I was asking, like, what do you guys think about this episode, and are you excited to see more, or is this kind of...
I'm looking forward to it. I'm enjoying the show so far. I can't make an opinion on whether it's good or not. Good.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the Halsey kind of like that. She was like that kind of his childhood reveal. Like, that was awesome. Like, the story's really good, and it's very engaging when they focus on Master Chief and the Spartans. But the Quan Ha shit just completely takes away from what we're doing. Because, like, basically, you think about it, her story is vastly different, like you're saying, from all the other stories we're taking in and trying to like move on with. It's like she's holding back the plot.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. She's just like a roadblock in kind of the story we want to see. Like we could already be way past this stuff, but like they have to insert her character in it. And like the actors, actresses, and everything involved in that kind of storyline are fine. It's just they don't need it. It's just it could be thrown away. I thought they're like we said last time. I thought they were gonna kind of throw her character away when he dropped her off, but no. It's like we still have to see her acting like doing dumb stuff, like trying to retake her, her world or something like that. I don't know because I just stopped caring. But like it's just like every scene I would skip, they would end up getting attacked or they would have to run. Or like, oh, we can't trust this person. It's like, dude, maybe you should get the point. You can't trust these people. You should probably just go back to the whatever
And live
world
your
you're in.
life.
Yeah, and move on and just realize that this is the new norm. I get it, but you just obviously don't have the mental capacity. Because I mean, when she was going through the freaking market, she took off her hood and like chased after her friend after he said, "Please leave me alone." And I'm like, dude, you're wanted, and you're just freely running around. Just left it down. After that, you just stare at your wanted poster with your hood down. Like this is just so dumb. And she wants to take back her planet, and she wants to take back her planet. She does stuff like that. Okay, bud. Okay, let's just go back to Chief and other Spartans, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I think the story is going to continue to be good, and hopefully they make some much needed changes in the next episode, and we get kind of a little more consistent Chief with the helmet on, and kind of get more into the plot. Just kind of get more into it instead of just slowly going through it. Just kind of pick up a pace a little bit, but I think the pace is fine. Maybe it's just a suggestion, I guess, or kind of a comment, maybe, but I'm definitely digging this, and I can't wait for episode 5, and hopefully there's more. It's not they're pulling a Disney and doing 6 episodes. Hopefully it's a full 10 to 13 season.
That's all I got.
Maho, anything?
I have a show, so
Oh,
I mean his
seems
suit
like
looks nice.
Maho knows who Master Chief is.
I know who Master Chief is. That's all I know.
Yeah, the suit is nice. It just would look cooler with everything attached. But anyways, I think that's gonna be the end of our show. I think that's all we have. So I want to thank you to Maho for joining us, and I want to thank everyone who stopped by in the chat: Nutman, Rhea, Baden, and yeah, I will see you guys next Friday for the next installment of Quantum Gaming Podcast. You guys have a good one.
Yay!